يوم الدين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. May Allah inshallah accept our prayers, a'mal and dua in this month inshallah. Recite louder salawat and gift it to Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. To continue the regulations of the doubts and shakiyat in salat, the seventh position in salat is that the shak is sahih, is correct, and you have to know your responsibility, is that while you're standing, if you have a doubt between 3 and 5, it's getting more advanced, alhamdulillah. So you don't know if this is the third rak'ah or the fifth rak'ah. The night before was night of Qadr, and then you got tired, you didn't sleep all night. So you don't know now in the four rak'ah salat, you don't know while you're standing, this is this third rak'ah or the fifth rak'ah. The hukm is that you sit down. If you don't know what to do, you can't have any possibility, any ihtimal where is the shak should go. You sit down, you do tashahhud, salam, and then after salat you stand up, 2 rakat salat, ihtiyat. Standing, while you're standing, 2 rakat salat ihtiyat. Makes sense? Then between 3 and 5, you sit down, finish your salat. After salat, 2 rakat salat ihtiyat. Again, some new faces. Salat ihtiyat means salat ihtiyat doesn't have surah and doesn't have what? Qunut, right? Just surah hamd, you go to ruku, sajda, salam. If it's 2 rakat, the same. It doesn't have qunut. One more thing I want to mention, inshallah. When it's time the azan, the salat, what we know about Quran, what we got from Quran, فَإِذَا قُرْأَ الْقُرْآنِ فَاسْتَمِعُوا لَهُ وَأَنْصِتُوا. You have to be quiet. This is Quran. Whenever you see someone is reciting Quran, specifically here, for everyone, if you want to say salam to someone, quickly sit down, quiet, because they're reciting Quran. You're disrespectful to Quran. Because when Quran is recited, that means you have to listen, you have to be quiet. Sometimes not here, inshallah, outside. We see that no, Quran is reciting, but people are louder than Quran in the microphone, loud. It's not good. Even at the time of azan, the reason that you don't have to say azan, because when the muazzin is saying the azan, it is highly recommended you sit down, be quiet, and repeat after muazzin. Says Allahu Akbar, you say Allahu Akbar quietly. Not that you're still talking to your friends. It's very important. Azan and iqamah, the importance of azan and iqamah is as much as if you forget to say your azan and you started your salat before ruku, you remember, you can break your salat, do azan, iqamah, and then go back. See how? This is haram to break your salat. The only place that you can do it, if you forgot to say azan and iqamah. Then you have to repeat after person, be quiet inshallah. And then after that, when it's time to iftar, talk as much as possible. But they're smart, they don't talk because it's time for eating, right? Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala This is the time for second salawat. Alhamdulillah, we're able to cover the majority of the topics that we have about the factors, the options, and the obstacles towards the path of Allah. If you notice so far, whatever we said, whatever we reviewed, it was more towards the individual responsibility. We said about shukr, we talked about ikhlas, we talked about, different topics that was more towards individual responsibility. Me as an abd, what should I do? How should I be? But if you remember, we said in this path, we're not alone. We have to pay attention to other people as well. I am responsible towards my friends. So I'm taking this path. If I see my friend, if I see my family, if I see my daughter, my son, they are falling behind towards the path of Allah. In this journey, my responsibility is what? To help them as much as I can and help. We all know that, and if you don't know that, jinns are the creatures like human beings that Allah created them. They are in this alam, in this universe, they're living exactly like us. They have responsibilities, they have ahkam, they have religion, and they're living like us. Some of them are good jinns, some of them are bad jinns, different religions, and they are living like us. One of the main similarities between human being and jinns is that we both experience during the time that we're living in this world. When you're born, you're not experienced, right? 10 years old, 20 years old. When you're 35 years old, when you're 50 years old, you're more experienced. During the time that you're living, you gain information and more experience. Jinns are like this as well. When they're living, like us, they get more information and they get more experience. We all know that shaitan is from jinn, right? Shaitan is jinn, is not malak. Although shaitan was with malaik, his position was at the level that he was with malaik. He was living with malaik. He was a very, 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 important creature at that time before he was kicked out. He was living with malaik. He was among them, although he was jinn. So he's from, he's jinn. And we know that if the jinns are getting experience, that means shaitan is more experienced now. Shaitan that we had at the time of Adam and the shaitan that we have right now, totally different. He's more experienced right now. With all these new features and, tools and weapons that shaitan has right now, it's easier for him to deceive people. Before, he didn't have social media, he didn't have internet, he didn't have computer. When he wanted to deceive someone, he had to come to his mind to go, you have to stand up, go outside, do something, and then come back home. Now, it's just a click of a button, right? While you're sitting, you're laying down, you're standing, whatever you're doing. It's much easier for shaitan right now to deceive people. Facebook. MashaAllah. I was watching a video clip about Facebook. That's good too. Beside the social disadvantages that Facebook has, that psychologists, they are doing a lot of research about that. It's good to take a look at the origin of this, where it's coming from, how it became so famous quickly, why other projects are not getting quickly so famous. It's good to do some research about it. When it comes to the shaitan's topic, we see that sometimes he comes individually, he deceives us. But we know that shaitan has a lot to do with mu'mineen. His target is what? Is mu'mineen. Those who are not mu'min, those who are not in the path, it's easier for him to deceive them. So it's not a difficult situation or mission for him. But those mu'mineen that he has to go to them a few times, deceive them, tempt them, and then come back, and then again they do tawbah, and then he will come back again, and this is Ramadan, he's in law, he's chained, and then after Ramadan he should wait, he come back. So it's more difficult for shaitan to deal with mu'mineen. That's why they said everything that he can do to mu'mineen, it will be all until the time of zuhur of Imam Mahdi. he will do his best, because we have some rawayat that his life would be ended at the time of zuhur. Because when Imam comes, everything would be, so obvious for people. They know what's going on. Allah told him, when he asked Allah, give me time, give me the time so I can live, and I want to deceive these people. Allah told him, okay, because of the ibadat that you did, you have time, ila yawme yub'athun, ila waqtin ma'lum, right? There is a time that, until that day, you have the time. But at that time, that's it, everything is done. So he's doing his best until that time to deceive mu'mineen. One of the best ways, we're talking about the individual harm of shaitan. One of the best way that shaitan can destroy us so greatly from his perspective is to destroy the origin of the families. If he wants to come one by one to every single of us, imagine a family has 5 family members. He has to come to father, deceive him, okay. And then he has to come to mother, deceive her, okay. And then to son, you know how it's time consuming for him, right? He can do one thing in order to deceive all of them and to destroy all of them at the same time. To take them away from ibadat, to keep them away from ibadat and all this stuff. How? To destroy the origin of the family. To do something that these 5 family members, they would be in trouble. Allah said, I created you min nafsan wahida, to be in peace, to live in peace. Shaitan wants to destroy this peace so that family would not live in peace. With one mission, he will take all his family members apart from each other. And you know that when there's something wrong in the family, when mom and dad has problem, when the relationship between families, between parents and children, they are wrong, everyone is in trouble. Dad comes home, he doesn't talk to son. Mom is upset, why you're not talking to him? The daughter is affected as well. The son is, everybody is in trouble, right? That situation is not a normal situation. Mom and dad, they have problem together. They want to stand, he comes home, she comes home. They want to talk to each other. No, they don't talk to each other. That's the time of salah. They want to say salah and salah, their ibadat. They come to masjid. They want to come to masjid. They can't talk to each other. He wants to tell her, come on, it's late. He can't say. The ibadat would be affected. I want to say my salat. The first thing that comes to my mind, oh my God. Everything about the problem they have with my wife, with my family. So if shaitan can shake the origin of this family, the muhabbat and the love and the unity that this family they have together, if he can shake this, it's so easier for him to deceive because they get away from each other. When we have a community, when you are so united together, it's way difficult for someone to come inside and destroy this unity, right? But as soon as there is something problem inside the community, and people, the family members of this community, they get away from each other, it's just a click for shaitan to give the last shot and then destroy everyone from this community and destroy the unity. This is how he does it. So Quran says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu qu anfusakum wa ahlikum nara. O you believers, you that you believe in Allah, you that sit down here 23 days, 2 days, 23 days, nights. O you guys that you just had the Laylatul Qadr last night. قُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ وَأَهْلِكُمْ نَارًا. You should save yourself from the hellfire, yourself and your family as well. قُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ وَأَهْلِكُمْ نَارًا. Jabir ibn Abdullah Ansari, he had a beautiful and blessed life. He saw 5 ma'asum. Time of Rasulullah all the way to time of Imam Muhammad Baqir alayhi salam. He told Rasulullah 7. Yeah. he told Rasulullah, I understand that قُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ, I have to keep my nafs away from hellfire, right? I understand I have to be good, get away from haram. But how can I keep my family away from nar? My family, my children, my wife. How can I do that? Rasulullah told him, you have to do 5 things in order to keep your family safe from the hellfire. That means the 5 factors that you should keep the origin of your family healthy and great. We want to go through these 4 or 5 inshallah factors whenever time we have, and then see how we can keep the origin of the family safe in order to be all in this path together. The first one, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Rasulullah says, "If'al al-khayr." Whatever you recommend to your family, whatever you recommend to your children, to your wife, to your husband, to your friend, whoever, you have to act upon it. If'al al-khayr. It is not, he doesn't say, and this comes in order. He doesn't say that the first thing that you have to do, just to give our ma'ruf and then talk verbally and tell them what to do. He says no. The first factor that you have to keep in your mind, if'al al-khayr. Between the couples, between families, between children, families, parents, you have to act upon whatever you're recommending. That's the key factor in training. That's the key factor. The muhabbat between couples. I want my kids to understand the muhabbat, right? I want my son to be nice to his future wife. I have to show it myself in amal. Not that when I'm sitting in, families are sitting together, I'm sitting here, my wife is sitting over there. 3 feet over there.
Come on.
20 feet. No. They have to be next to each other. Who said that? Oh, my culture said, oh, you're not doing anything against shara, right? Be next to each other. Show them the muhabbat. In your speech, in your words, when you're talking to each other, show it. Why we sometimes take one part of Islam and we don't take the other parts? We go to our culture, some part from my culture, some part from Islam. No. Look how Amir al-Mu'mineen and they call each other. Either she called Amir al-Mu'mineen Yabna Am, cousin. The best word that they knew they used to call each other. This is one of the things that I want to recommend. Af'al al-khayr, I have to do it. I have to show the muhabbat. So everything that I want them, and this is beautiful, because you know what? The first factor that comes here, besides that I'm helping my children, my family, I am working on myself as well, because I have to do it. I have to practice, right? I have to practice. I am doing it. If it's the topic of ikhlas, I can bring it into my family. If it's the topic of shukr, man lam yashkur al-makhluq la yashkur khaliq, right? I have to be appreciative toward people. So my wife, my husband. Thank you so much that all Ramadan you woke up, you made suhoor for us. I know you were tired, you were coming to masjid, you were tired. Thank you so much. Why are we not doing this? Thank you so much, my husband. I know you were fasting, you had to go outside, you have to work, and you came back. You're tired, I appreciate it. Why we're not using this thing that we learned from Ahlul Bayt? Why we thought that Islam is only for masjid. We come to masjid, say salat, Laylatul Qadr, we stay here 2 nights alive and do dua, and then that's it. No, it's not only this. Have to get the package of Islam together and apply it into our lives. And yes, sometimes you do your best to train your kids, but they're not going to come out good. You did your job, that's it. You don't have responsibility. You don't have responsibility. Like the son of Nuh. The son of Nuh. He did everything that he could. What would happen? He didn't come out good. But Nuh did his responsibility. My younger brother, he's texted me a few days ago. It's a nice, it's a joke, but he said, look, the son of Nuh, he came out like that. The sons of Yaqub, like this. These are the sons of prophets. What do you expect us to be? They have been trained by prophets. Yo, you do your job. Whatever happened, you know that between you and Allah, you did whatever you could, right? So you don't have responsibility towards. But if I know that somewhere I had to do more, but I didn't, I'm responsible. Now, this is the origin of Islam, that first when you want to invite someone to Islam, first you have to go to your family. وَأَنذِرْ عَشِيرَتَكَ الْأَقْرَبِينَ. The first order that Rasulullah got is that you go to your family, to the close family, and invite them. They didn't say go to other people outside of Medina and other people. No. They said the first people that you invite is your family. When you see your family, they have problem, you have to fix it. قُلْ لِأَزْوَاجِكَ وَبَنَاتِكَ وَنِسَاءِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ قُلْ لِأَزْوَاجِكَ وَبَنَاتِكَ. First you have to start from there and invite them. The second factor, Rasulullah, what is the second factor in order that I can save the origin of the family? وَذَكِّرُوهُمْ بِاللَّهِ. You have to keep them and the environment of the house with the remembrance of Allah, the name of Allah, the divine atmosphere and situation around the house. You have to keep that. You go to some houses, you see the environment is non-Islamic, non-divine. You can feel it. Because the places have the feelings. Have you seen when you go to a center, to a masjid, you feel it? Right now here, okay, this structure probably is the same as the one in front of that, right? Go over there and come here. You'll feel that there was something different between these two places. You go to a masjid, if they close your eyes, you go there, believe me, you can understand this place is different than other places. Some houses, they're like this. The divine environment in the house, you can feel it. وَذَكِّرُوهُمْ بِاللَّهِ. Not only between, it's not only parents to children. No, couples together. Keep it, divine situation. To the extent that when they talk about, oh, you're talking about the brother Ali's house? That house? Haram? Sinned? You heard about that in his house? It's impossible. I know him. I have been in that house. Sister Fatima's house, music, haram music that night, the birthday party. I've never been there, but I'm sure it's wrong in news. She's not like this. I know that. That environment, they are so careful about it. His wedding party, something wrong with it? No, I know him. He didn't want to do anything against Ahlul Bayt. I know him. The situation that they try to have and keep in their house is totally Islamic and divine. I know that house. وَذَكِّرُوهُمْ بِاللَّهِ. All the time. And ذَكِّرُوهُمْ بِاللَّهِ doesn't mean all the time. When you come home, it says, you know what, son? Just remember Allah. Every time that you come home, remember Allah. You come home, the first thing you tell your wife, well, remember Allah, you have to cook. And she would say, remember Allah, you have to help. Right? It's not only, no. To ذَكِّرُوهُمْ بِاللَّهِ means the environment be nice. The divine environment. That's good. Some of the brothers, they were talking to us and it's like, we help our wives a lot. A lot. We are tired of that. Every day. It's like, what do you do? Every day you help your wife. Every single day I'm helping. What do you do? I'm helping her to eat the food. If I don't eat the food, whatever she did during the day is nothing, right? The second, I change the channels of the TV for her. She doesn't have to what? To touch anything. That's the second thing. The third, when she is vacuuming, I pull up my feet so she can clean up. That's difficult, you're sitting comfortable and you have to move and pull your feet up, and that's... Men's are mashallah smart. The last one that I every day help, while she is cooking, I go there, I take a little bit of that, I taste it, I give the advice how she has to cook it. Some men, mashallah, they're so creative. And then we said that you should be creative in Islam, not this way. So no, you have to they have to keep the environment nice and help each other. If you see that you're getting away from it, that help each other. Salawat ala Muhammad wa Beautiful riwayat I have for you, tradition. One of those amazing riwayat. Have you seen the sky at night? You see the sky at night, you see the stars, right? Some of the stars are shiny. Some of them blinking, right? Some of them are shinier. Some of them very bright. Those stars that are so bright and shiny, they take your attention first, right? Because they're so bright, you see them. The riwayat says, when the malaik look at the earth, they see some of the houses on the earth that are shiny. The other houses are shinier. Some of them are brilliant. So bright. Of course, those houses that are the most shiniest houses, right? They take the attention of the malaik first. But how come the house be so shiny like that? They said with the remembrance of Allah in those houses and the recitation of Quran. When you recite the Quran, the house is, because we don't see. Can you see the waves that are here right now? The wireless waves? You don't see it, right? The divine waves that we have around here, we can't see it, but malaik, they can't see it. It will attract malaik. It will attract malaik and it will take them. And they will pray for those houses. The family members of the houses. They pray more for them. It's beautiful. When the father is going to recite the Quran, recite it out loud. Not to bother other members, family members, right? When you want to say salat, try to do it with jama'ah. If your wife, she knows that you're adil and she, believe in you, but usually they don't. Instead, if you want to see who is adil, ask his wife and see if she's, doing prayer with him. But no, usually. So, make it easy for your kids to follow religion. Some parents, they make it difficult for their children. I know some parents. I know some fathers, they tell their daughters don't have hijab. Muslim? Yes. Shia? Yes. Literally, I don't want you to have hijab. So there, I don't know what he is going to do at the Day of Judgment. Not only he will have his own sins, he will be punished for that, the daughter's sins, part of that will be on him as well. So there. But I know some girls, some teenagers, some boys, they come to me and says, our parents are telling me, my mother and my father tell me don't follow religion, but I want to follow it. What should I do? That's amazing. It's beautiful. That's fascinating. Don't think that you are saying it. No, it's not you. It's Allah that is helping you, that you are saying that. You should be so appreciative to Allah. Why the other one didn't say that and you are saying it? It's amazing. You have to be so thankful to Allah that you have. In the house, وَذَكِّرُوهُمْ بِاللَّهِ. One of the features, one of the factors, this is the time of Wiladah. I always say, this is the time of Wiladah. Okay, you know what? We are Muslim, we shouldn't have Christmas. Okay, so I was born here. No, we are Muslim, we shouldn't have Christmas. Okay, we don't have Christmas. But Father, this is Eid al-Fitr. So you said we didn't have Christmas, but this is Eid al-Fitr. Why our house is like a funeral, something. It's Eid, right? Where's the lights? We have some ayat in Islam. The one you're not, is your religion, is it? When it's time to the Eid, the Wiladat, the birthday of Ahlul Bayt, why not? But I don't have some lights around my house. Why don't give them gifts when it comes to Wiladat, when it comes to Eid Qadir, Eid al-Adha, Eid Fitr? Why I'm not decorating my house? Why I'm not showing that we are happy? يَفْرَحُونَ لِفَرَحِنَا. Why I'm not happy? Why I'm not giving them gift? Whatever I'm telling my kids and my family, it's just no. No, we don't. Islam is not like this. Everywhere in Islam, that's a claim. Everywhere in Islam that it says no, there is something equal to it that says yes. If it said don't do that, it gave you another option that said do this. And this is one of the key factors for training kids, even adults. If you want to tell them don't do this, first of all, don't use the word no. That's a very bad, it has a very wrong and negative connotation in it. Never use no. Rephrase it, paraphrase it with another word and give the correct answer and correct way. If your little kid is, doing something, touching something, don't say, no, don't do that. Just take this one, touch this one. It doesn't work, just no. It's all negative. When it's come to the time of Shahada, I have this, I'll put it in my house. That's it. Something that I show that I am making the environment, the divine environment. I have to do it. When it comes to Islamic, I have to do it. The third factor. What was the first one? I'm not going to go to the third if you don't remember. The first one, أيها الأعراب افعل الخير. You have to act upon it, right? The second one, وذكروهم بالله. You have to make the environment divine and the remembrance of Allah, the name of Allah. First you act upon it. Look how beautiful it comes. Now, right now, 21st century, that they're talking about child development and training, they have to come through this, process. The first one, افعل الخير, you act upon it, you show it, action. The second one, you make the environment. Beautiful riwayat. Over 1400 years ago it came. Look how beautiful. First, you do it. Second, you make the environment ready for that. And the third, وَأَمْرُوهُمْ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَانْهَوْهُمْ عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ. This is the third time, the third step that you verbally tell them what to do. You keep the process of Amr Ma'ruf and Nahy Munkar. You tell them now that you have to do it. Remember, you're helping each other in the path of Allah. If I am going so fast in the path of Allah, and alhamdulillah I'm getting closer to Allah, but I see my wife, my husband, they are falling behind, my children are falling behind. 30 steps closer to God, it's not only about you. I don't want to be selfish. I have to come back, take the hands of my family, and then help them to come with me as well. So, وَأْمُرُوهُمْ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَانْهَوْهُمْ عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ. Talk to them, help them. In Quran it says even when it comes to strangers, people in the society, you have responsibility for Amr Ma'ruf. To invite them to khair, keep them away from shar. Al-mu'minun wal-mu'minat ba'duhum awliya ba'd ya'muruna bil-ma'ruf wa yanhawna 'anil munkar. You have to. Oh, I don't care what we see, we hear. I don't care. No, we don't have this. I do care about you. If this is interesting, if you buy a new electronic device and you don't know how it works, would you take the cord and jump and plug it into into the outlet and then just turn it on and then touch the buttons to see how it works? If it's expensive, no. You don't know how it works. You're so afraid of doing something wrong, so it will burn out, right? You're not doing it. You read the manual, you call your friends. If you still have a problem, you call the company. I don't know how to turn it on. I'm still not even using it. I'm asking how to work with it. Then when it comes to our family, when it comes to marriage, when it comes to having children, we're so there. We don't have any knowledge, any information about that. Just jump and then try to use it. And I see suddenly that I'm in the middle of a crisis. I don't know how to work, how to fix it. And then after 2 weeks, she comes to me and says, you know what? I think we're not good for each other. My husband and I, we don't understand each other. Really? 2 weeks? You couldn't be together for 2 weeks? Yes, that happened. 2 weeks. Why? Some factors, but the main factor is that you didn't know what you're doing yourself. You're hurting yourself and someone else as well. You're hurting someone else as well because you're not aware of the differences between man and a woman, the information, the knowledge, the experience, and unfortunately your parents didn't know as well. So whatever they were telling you was wrong information. In the middle of the problems, they were giving you wrong information, and you thought, oh, they are more experienced, so I have to listen to them. Yeah, it makes it worse. We have to really, when it comes to al-ma'ruf and nahy al-munkar, I have to, if I don't know myself, I have to have someone, advisor, to talk to them. And by the way, parents, please, when they are married, please, get away from them, please. If you want to talk to them, advise them, you can talk and advise, but you cannot interfere. Please don't do that. Huge number of young friends, when they are together, quickly they got to the divorce part. Why? Because parents are interfering. You're her mom. Of course you're not gonna go take his side, right? If you do, mashallah, you're so great. That would be great, by the way. Some people are doing it. Some people are so fair. But you're not expert. Don't do that, please. You're just making it worse. I have many cases in front of me. I can talk to you about them, that they got divorced only and only because of parents. You can talk to them, help them, but don't interfere, please. The fourth step is friendship, which is one of the most important keys in tarbiyah and training. To be friend with the person that you want to help. You have many ahadith from Ma'asum that they said, be friends of your kids before someone else become their friends. That they become their friends and then what? They invite them to somewhere and something that is not good for them. If you see your kid, your son, your daughter, now they're not into coming to masjid or being into these things, take a look back at what you did. It's like equation. Somewhere you did wrong. Definitely somewhere you did wrong. It's either you didn't know how to train them Islamically, socially. You did something wrong. You know what? My son, I heard a lot. My son, when he was little one, he memorized half of Quran. He was always in masjid. He was reciting. Yes, you thought that's enough. That's why you left him alone. And then that's why he's not here anymore. That's not enough. Either they're friends, be careful. Maybe they're friends. You might ask this question, but we're living in this country. It's not Islamic country. Where can I find friends? Good Islamic friends. Get together, 4 or 5 families that you trust each other. Make a group. Make your network. Group network. That you trust that family. Make 5 friends for your kids. That you're living close to each other. A little afar. I know these 5 families. I like them. I know they're good families. I know their kids. I know their parents. So if my kids want to hang out with other kids, they will be around this network. His family, his parents, I know them. I can call, this is where they are. You know them? Okay, you control them. It's among this network. So it is possible. It is possible to control it. Not when they are 29 years old, when they are a little one, right? Because when they're over, you can't do too much about it. And it's obvious the characteristics of good friends. That they never humiliate each other. Friends, they never humiliate each other. They respect each other. They support each other. When it's in the group, my son, mashallah, I love him. He's doing a lot. He's doing good. He comes to masjid all the time. Praise them. Support them. They act upon their friendship. They're nice to each other. Act upon their friendship. They advise each other. They understand each other. They go out together, friends. parents and kids, they go out together. They are with each other. They full clothes. This is our responsibility towards other people. First of all, our family members. It is difficult. Yes, it is difficult. At this time, it is so difficult. In this environment, it is more difficult. But you know that you get more thawab. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he was sitting with his ashab, his companions. Suddenly he said, I wish I could see my brothers. Ashab said, who are your brothers? Those people, my followers that will come at the end of the time. They said, we thought we are your brothers. He said, no, you are my companion, my ashab. So then who are they? He said, those people that when they do something, their amal has 50 times more thawab than your amal. One amal that they do, remember, one rak'ah salah that you say my companion, and one rak'ah that they do, they have 50 times more thawab than yours. He said, what? We fought with you against kuffar. We were with you. Some of the ayat of Quran were revealed about us, and your brothers, they want to come in 50. Rasulullah says, yes, because I'm afraid if some of you guys be at their time, you cannot hold your iman. It's difficult at the end of the time. You heard about that example, holding the piece of fire in your hands. It's difficult. But my brothers, when they come, they can do it. The mu'mineen. It is difficult. Yes, it's difficult. To train my kids Islamically, to keep that environment in the house, Islamic environment. So I know that me, my family, my husband, my wife, we are doing what Ahlul Bayt are expecting. This is important. It is difficult, but if you know the strategy, if you know the path, if you don't know, ask, it will be easier, much easier for you. While you don't have information, jahl makes it more difficult. Inshallah, we'll keep that in mind, that we're not only thinking about reaching Allah, going through this path, ascension, mi'raj alone. No. If I see my brother in the house, he's doing something wrong, I'm a sister, I am responsible about that. Nicely, very, gently to remind. If I see my sister, she needs help, siblings. If I see my sister, she needs help somewhere in Islam, in divine responsibility somewhere, I will very nicely, gently remind her about that. We are responsible. We do care about each other, inshallah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammadin wa ajil farajahum lana a'da'ahum ajmeen. Just to continue, inshallah, this path, very quick dhikr of musibat, and inshallah, we will say dua, inshallah. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وأجل فرجهم والآن أعداءهم أجمعين يا علي يا علي يا علي يا أمير المؤمنين. We don't know to be happy for you that you finally left these people around you. All your life, these people, they try to bother you. When Imam Hussein, they asked that why you're trying to kill me? Did I make any halal haram? or any haram, halal, what I did to you that you want to kill me. Some of them, they said, we're gonna kill you because we hate your father. They still had a problem from Uhud, from Khaybar, from Khandaq. Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, you are the best of all worshippers. How difficult was it in your life that at the end of his life, when people heard that Amir al-Mu'mineen was killed in Mihrab, in Masjid, they were telling each other, I didn't know that Ali was saying prayer. Ya Allah, Ya, that is so much trouble. It's the biggest tragedy. Ali, that his salat was the best of salat on this earth. When they saw Amir al-Mu'mineen, when he was saying salam to them, they didn't answer the salam of Amir al-Mu'mineen. He told Zahra, not only they don't say salam to me, they don't even answer my salam. That is so good, Ya Ali. You don't see these people anymore. But one part make us so sad when we look at your children, when we look at your sons, Imam Hassan and Hussein, now they are so loyal. When we look at your Zainab, Salamullahi alayha, Zainab, she lost for her mother and her father. She is so alone now, so lonely. But so good news that Hussein is still there. He probably tried to calm down his sister Zainab. Zainab, you should calm down, Zainab, because we still have Karbala. You know, Zainab, in Karbala, we need you, Zainab. I want to say, Zainab, keep your tears for Ashura. It's nothing, Ya Zainab. In Ashura, you see the real tragedy. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim. Ya Allah, بحق Zainab, we ask you for the sake of Zainab. Ya Allah, help us, our families. Ya Allah, keep the origin of our family towards the path of you and Ahlul Bayt, inshaAllah. ألا لعنة الله على القوم الظالمين وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجه. اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج والعافية والناس ومد في عمره الشريف وزين الأرض بطول بقائه واجعلنا من أعوانه وأنصاره وشيعته. يا الله يا رحمن يا رحيم، ثبت قلوبنا على دينك Ya Allah, help us in this month, the rest of this month, inshallah. This nights that we are here, Ya Allah, for the sake of these holy times, please give us more of your ma'rifat and the ma'rifat towards your Rasul and Ahlul Bayt, inshaAllah. Ya Allah, help us to learn the ma'arif of Ahlul Bayt in their families and be able to apply those ma'arif in our lives and families, inshaAllah. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, help our youth. Help those that they want to get married. Provide the best situation for them, for their marriage, inshaAllah. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, our friends who are sick, please cure them at this time. Those who passed away, send the thawabat of this majlis to the soul, inshaAllah. رحم الله من يقرأ الفاتحة مع الصلوات.